Hey, MacCam89 here, and it is an exciting time of the month. As you can see, we have Loved Again Media for our mystery unboxing here. And I've had it for a little while now, but I didn't want to put it too close together to my VGM and GG Retro box, which if you have not seen those videos for the month of December, be sure to go and check out those videos and let me know which box you think was the winner for the month of December. Was it VGM, GG Retro, or is it going to be Loved Again Media? Loved Again Media, love them or hate them, they are actually one of my favorite subscription boxes. However, with the caveat of they are good for people with not very large collections, such as myself, and if you don't care about getting duplicates, because they do not keep track of what games they sent you in the past or what games you currently own. So there is a good chance that you could get duplicates, although MacCam89 has had some pretty good luck with Loved Again Media, and considering what I pay for them with shipping, which is free, the value is always more than what I actually pay. And even if I end up having to sell stuff on eBay, I usually make up what I pay for this box. This box typically pays for itself each and every month. So I enjoyed them. They're not for everybody. Just keep those two things in mind about, not keeping a list and the fact that you may get duplicates. But without further ado, let's get into this unboxing here. Very, very excited. VGM box was okay. And the GG Retro box, minus the issues, the quality issues, it was a great box, but, I do have to hit them for those quality issues. Although they did respond to me, they are giving me a credit in next month's box, as well as sending me a loose copy of the Max Payne 2, although it's going to be the PlayStation 2 version as opposed to the Xbox version. But let's get into Loved Again Media. That is why you are here. All right, and as always, we have some wrapping there. All right, I do feel a couple of loose discs here, so let's get into it. All right, and our first game is a original PlayStation title. I didn't even know that there was another one of this type of game, or at least the person that's being named on this game. I always thought there was the NES version, and that is it. But we have over here, we have Mike Tyson's Boxing on the original PlayStation, made by Codemasters, which I believe is very famous for their racing, right? Rally type racing games. And maybe a few other titles. Operation Flashpoint, maybe? I could be wrong on that one. Sometimes these PlayStation era, especially the PlayStation 2 era boxing games, can actually be pretty fun. And let me see what condition it is. It is in beautiful condition. Almost makes you wonder what happened to the case, because this thing looks like it has never been played before. There is not a single blemish on this disc. So very interesting there. And it does not look like it was went through a machine or anything. So wow, pretty cool. Mike Tyson Boxing on the original PlayStation. Never heard of it, and never even knew there was another Mike Tyson game. All right. Now, this is the other thing about Loved Again Media, is there is a good potential. Although I've gotten a lot of boxes that were, fairly complete. But you run a risk of having boxes where there are a lot of loose discs. And I think this is going to be one of those boxes. And that's okay. All right. And this is another great title, a PlayStation 2 title. I've owned this game in the past, but I do not currently own this particular version. I own the Xbox version. And it is Medal of Honor Frontline. And at one point, it was owned by Blockbuster, because you can see their logo there and whatever that security strips or whatever that's supposed to be there. So very cool. This one does look like it went through a resurfacer. So I'm definitely going to have to check this one, make sure it works. You'll know by the end of this video, because there'll be gameplay footage of whether it works. But it has that kind of that film on there. that suggests that it went. I mean, it doesn't look like scratches or anything, but you can tell that there's a very faint film on there that it definitely went through the machine at one point. But Medal of Honor, this is a awesome first-person shooter. This is one. This was when Medal of Honor was at the top of their game. They were at this point the kind of the what Call of Duty is today for shooters, and it's a very good game. You know, even to today's standards, I beat this game actually last year, and I had a lot of fun with it. I beat that one and Rising Sun, which is another great shooter. Is it, you know, as good as modern day shooters? No, but for that time, very good shooters, and I had a lot of fun going back to it. And I want to say, not this one, but I think Rising Sun you can actually play split screen co-op. So that's a pretty cool feature. All right. So far, so good. I'm okay with Mike Tyson box. I'm not a big boxing guy, but sometimes those games can be a little fun. We'll see. All right. And this is a PlayStation 3 title, and this is actually a game that I have, and I actually have it loose as well. So this is going to be my second loose copy for the PlayStation 3. But, you know, sometimes you can get a copy that's in better condition, so this may or may not be the case. And it is The Last of Us on the PlayStation 3. Now, there are better ways that you can play this game. There is, if I'm not mistaken, I think they just came out with a remaster for this not that long ago. And then there was the remaster on the PlayStation 4, which I believe I own. So there are better ways that I could actually play this game. However, I enjoy playing the PS3 versions of games that are even released on newer consoles. I always like to go back and kind of see what the differences were, what the performance difference was, you know. Sometimes you'll be surprised at how well the PlayStation 3 holds up. And one example is actually Battlefield 4 that I was playing on the PlayStation 3. I was playing the campaign, and then I switched over to the PS4 version, and I'm like, yeah, there's definitely a noticeable difference. But I was perfectly okay playing the PlayStation 3 version of the campaign, and it was fine. It actually looked really good. It makes you wonder, you know, how the Xbox 360 and PS3 were able to pull off what they're able to pull off in some of these games. But The Last of Us, it's a great game. I know for a lot of people, to be honest, I have yet to play this series, including this one. So it's on my backlog to play. I definitely do want to play it. And mostly what I hear, the original, The Last of Us, the first one anyway, is usually the fan favorite. And I know there's a lot of controversy with the second one. I'm not too familiar with the issues there, other than, you know, some of the character designs and maybe some of the story choices were not very good. So I don't know. I'll have to play it for myself and decide for myself. But so far, so good. Only one dupe. And we are still in loose game territory here. All right, this is a cool one. Also for the PlayStation 3, this is not a game that I own physically. And I don't think I own it digitally on the PlayStation 3 as well. I may own it on the PlayStation 4 digitally, not physically. And this is Mafia 2. This is a great game. In fact, when I originally played and beat this game, it was on the PS3 back in the day. And I had a lot of fun with this game. I think it's a very underrated game. A game that people kind of overlook and forget about. This is a pretty cool third-person, open world, GTA-esque type game. It does have its differences, but a really cool game. Mafia 2. I recently, I want to say a year or two ago, I bought the remake for the original Mafia. That was the first time that I ever played that one. That is a really good game as well. I do highly recommend if you're looking for a modern day Mafia game. That is a good one to play. Disc itself looks to be in really good condition. other than the fact that it just being a loose disc. It does have the white stuff on it, so you can tell that it was in the machine. Anytime I get a game like that, I'm always a little wary. So you'll find out again if there's gameplay footage or not, if the game actually worked. Too many times, to be honest, especially when I wasn't capturing gameplay footage and then I go back and try to play the game, I've gotten burned. So I've made it a habit to kind of get, at least start the game up and try to play them right away. Because, you know, when you're collecting so many games or buying games, sometimes they'll sit on a shelf for months and months before you actually get to them. That's just the reality of game collecting. Before you actually play them, and I've been burned a few times where the disc looks okay, but once you go and pop it in, there's something wrong with the disc. So try to get into a habit of at least playing them a little bit to make sure that they work. All right, we got a couple of looks like regular cases here. So let's see. I do have one more loose disc, and I'm gonna save that one there. Let's get into some Wii territory here. All right, and probably not a game that I would play, or you know what, scratch that. It's 4 players, so you know what, I will play this game because I will play this with the kids. This is Kung Fu Panda on the Wii, and if I had to guess, it's probably like a beat 'em up, which even though it shares this, kitty IP, it's probably a fun game. It is made by Activision. The disc looks like it's been ran through the machine, although the disc itself looks fine, but you can see the white stuff on there, which is always the telltale sign that it's been run through a disc resurfacer. Yeah, unfortunately no manual. It would have been nice to get the manual with this one, but not a huge deal. The disc and the case itself seem to be in good shape. And you know what? I never played it. I have watched the movie. I can't say I totally remember what the movie was about. But this definitely is a game that I will stay in the collection because it's 4-player and it does look like a beat 'em up. So this will be a good time with the kids. So Kung Fu Panda. And they'll probably help me capture some gameplay footage so you can see. Alright, and we got some more Wii stuff here. I have never heard of this. It looks completely bonkers. Honestly, it really looks like shovelware. It is not complete in box, and it is a game called Monster Mayhem Build and Battle, which the kids may get some fun out of this. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch them play it. But this doesn't look like anything that I would be interested in. Definitely not something I would pay actual money for, even though I did via this subscription. But who knows? Maybe it's a hidden gem, and I'm just being too harsh on it. It's not complete in box. The disc looks like it's been run through a resurfacer as well. Although whatever machine that they are using, it seems to do a good job. Because I've gotten a lot of games recently from GameStop, and the discs that they send me are even run through the machine looks kind of poopy. So whatever they're using looks pretty good. But you'll see some gameplay footage of whatever this is. It looks interesting. I'll leave it at that. I don't know that that's gonna stay in the collection. That might get sold off in a lot. But who knows? I've changed my tune before. Alright, this is a game that I have actually gotten in this box more than one time. And each time I have sold it off. So it'll end up in the sold off collection. It is complete in box, and that is GeForce. And we'll see. Maybe again the kids might like it, and maybe they may ask me to keep it. But like I said, we've gotten this a couple times and sold it. It is single player. I think if it was multiplayer, then it would have a better shot at staying in the collection. But as is, it is complete in box. And that is GeForce for the Nintendo Wii. Alright, so far nothing crazy, but also nothing terrible as well. Looks Looks like we have an Xbox. So we're getting into some Xbox 360 territory here. And this is a game that I do own. However, I'm always interested to see if this is a better conditioned one. Looks like it is missing the manual though, and that is Halo 4. This is a really good Halo game. Really enjoyed it back in the day. At some point, I will replay the Halo games to check it out. And does contain both discs, and then it has a 14-day Xbox Live Gold trial. And missing the manual. So what can I say? Halo, great series. I enjoy it, especially for the campaigns. I actually enjoy the campaigns more than I do the multiplayer, which is usually the opposite for most people. But yeah, good game. Just happens to be a dupe, so it'll end up on the eBay store. Alright, and next but not least is also another 360 title that I do own. This one feels nice and heavy. So is a good chance that this may be a better condition one. And it looks like it is a Microsoft company store purchase, not to be sold. And it's got the employee number. So employee number, if you see this, you're in trouble. But no, this is Gears of War 2 on the Xbox 360. One of the best Gears of War games that you can buy. This particular case is in fantastic condition. It is also complete in box, as the manual also looks to be downloadable content here. However, the store is closed, so pretty sure you cannot redeem any of this stuff here, but everything else seems to be in really good condition. And I'll just have to end up seeing if this is a better condition than the one that I own, and if so, I'll swap it out into employee 33945. If you want to rebuy your copy, just get a hold of me and you can rebuy your copy. Gears of War, very good game, very good franchise. I'm excited to see what the future holds for that franchise. They did just announce a new game, so we'll see. Certain companies I always am a little skeptical about, but I like to give them a fair shake, so we'll see what E-Day brings. Alright, we have another 360 title. I'm actually really excited for this one. Extremely heavy, so I know this is complete in box, and I've been playing this game on the PS3 a lot recently. But I actually almost bought this on the 360. So I'm glad I ended up clearing out my carts and not picking this up, because I just got it in Love the Game Media. Funny how that works, huh? And it is Rage for the Xbox 360. And you might be saying, well, if you're playing it on PS3, why do you want the Xbox 360 version? Well, the Xbox 360 version actually looks better. So they both play at 60 frames per second. And the PS3 version still looks good, but it has a lot of texture pop-in issues, and overall, in the distance, things are kind of blurry. And the 360 version is known for being a clearer version. So they both play 60 FPS. They both look good, but this is actually, if you're gonna play on a console, the 360 version is actually the better version to play. And like I said, this feels nice and heavy. So as is, it does come with multiple discs, because you do have to install the game. I didn't realize it was 3 discs, but yeah, it's 3 discs. It is a big game. Even on the PS3, there's a hefty install that you need to do. And it's got the manual there. So it does look like, looking at the first disc here, it looks like it did go through their resurfacer. So I'm really hoping that there's no issues with the install, which I don't know how well it's going to come up on here. But there is some kind of color differentiation, color difference there, if you can kind of see it. So I don't know. Hopefully this works. I'll be really disappointed if this one doesn't work. Because this is what I'm actually looking forward to checking out. So again, you'll find out if there's gameplay or not, because I'll pull it from the 360 and not the PS3 version. Rage. This is a really good game. I feel like it's very underrated. I think the sequel did not do well at all. People bashed it. They didn't like the storytelling. I think it didn't feel like a Rage game to a lot of people. And it did a very, big disservice to the franchise. We're probably not going to see another one, which is unfortunate because the original Rage is a good game and I highly recommend whether you play it on the PS3, Xbox, and I think it's on PC as well. This one is definitely worth a playthrough. And if you end up getting a Anarchy edition, which I got an Anarchy edition on the PlayStation 3, it came with a download code, it still worked. So I was still able to download the came with weapons and exclusive missions, and I was able to download that code still on the PS3 network. So how much longer that will last, I don't know. But obviously, if you get the Anarchy edition on 360 and you didn't already have that stuff, which I did back in the day, this is how I originally played it. You won't be able to redeem it on the Xbox. All right, and we do have one last game in this box, and it is a loose disc game. So we'll see what they sent me, and we'll see if this is a good way to end the box or a bad way. And let me tell you, this is definitely a good way to end the box. It is unfortunate that it is loose disc, but let me tell you, even being loose, as long as this works, this game is worth more than what I paid for this entire box. And that is a GameCube game, Mario Party 7. That is awesome. Even if most of the other games were mediocre, which there are a few really good games here, even minusing the dupes here, I'm really excited for Rage there. Mafia 2 is really good to add to the collection. But wow, Mario Party 7 on the Nintendo GameCube. This has to be at least a $40 plus game, so which is more than what I pay for my subscription. Really fun game. Mario Party, even up until the GameCube era. Now the only thing I don't know about this one is if it has the mini games where you needed the microphone. I don't know. Although I think you can play it without. There's an option where you can play without that microphone. But I don't know if this is the one that has the microphone or came with it or not. But this is really exciting. Let's take a look at the disc. Make sure that it is in good condition, because the GameCube can sometimes be a little finicky, and this actually looks really good. It may have went through the surface. I do see kind of a little bit of white dust on here, but overall it looks really good. But again, you never know with GameCube games. It can be tough. If it doesn't work on my GameCube, then I can always play it on. I have a Wii as well that's backwards compatible. I'll try it on there. Sometimes I have a little bit more luck with that one there. But yeah, Mario Party 7, what can I say? If you like any of the other Mario Parties, you're most likely going to like Mario Party 7. The ones on the GameCube were a lot of fun. And there were quite a few that came out for the GameCube. So Mario Party 7, I think that is an awesome way to end the box, end the year. Loved Again Media, thank you for throwing in that gem. That is awesome. That definitely makes that box. So I guess MattCam89 was good. I was on the good list for Loved Again Media at least. So very excited. So what was your favorite game in this box? Obviously, I'm going to go with Mario Party 7. Otherwise, it's going to be Rage if I didn't get that. But Mario Party 7 is definitely going to take the cake. And this alone leapfrogs this box, I think, in front of both VGM and GG Retro for the month of December. We'll see what the new year brings, if it's going to be even better box. It's probably going to be hard to top this. We'll find out. But anyways, this is probably going to be my last video, not live stream, but video for the year of 2024. So everybody, I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. If I don't see you in any of the live streams. And until then, as always, happy gaming and God bless.